Now we move on to agenda item 4, debate on European research area. And I welcome our guest from the European Commission, Ms. Ekaterina Zaharieva, who is European Commissioner for Startups, Research, Innovation. She has amazing political experience, been minister in her country for many different things. Also, of your CV, I understand you were working also on regional development as a minister, as Minister of Justice also, Minister of Foreign Affairs, so a lot of experience and a lot of understanding of regions. And also here, many of our members are very dedicated to research and innovation. And we always say that the Committee of the Regions is a very important pool of innovation, because all of us leaders have to manage these challenges by being very innovative, because nobody has ever the resources, the challenges are very complex, so without this innovative capacity it's impossible to manage it. So thank you very much for joining us. On the podium we also have our colleague, Ms. Melanie Kühnemann-Grünow from Berlin, who is rapporteur of the core opinion on building the European research area, a local and regional perspective. The opinion, as probably read it, calls for a better alignment between the Horizon Europe and the cohesion policy, stronger multi-level governance, also the full integration of gender equality, particularly in the so-called STEM, science, technology, engineering and mathematics fields. Women are missing from these fields and that creates many problems. First of all, we don't have enough people working in this sector, and this is a very, very fastly growing, very well paid and very important sector that will shape the future of our societies. So addressing this issue is very important. But now it's not for me to speak. I'll give the floor to Commissioner Zaharieva. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Dear, we just met and I really feel very close. I want to express my sincerest gratitude to you that we are flexible and change the program and give me opportunity to be here with you today, because I really wanted to be here. As you said, actually my political career starts as a Deputy Minister of Regional Development and Public Works, and I was always working very close with our regions, the country that I know best, our mayors, and I really know from first hand how important you are for the citizens of European Union. And I want to start my intervention with a commitment to you that I'm really ready to work very close with you. This is my first official meeting with you, but I can promise it will be not the last, and I promise that whatever you invite me, whatever initiatives that you want that are important for you, I really will be on your disposal to address them. And now I also want to start, you already mentioned your rapporteur, to express my gratitude also.
Please, I know. Everybody's meeting everyone, just... It's very disturbing here, so just a little bit of attention, if I can have. Thank you.
I want to start to expressing also my gratitude to your rapporteur, Mrs. Kühnemann-Grünow, for her draft opinion of the European research area. Today's debate, it really comes at an important moment. Last week, I joined the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, and President Macron in Paris to announce the Choose Europe initiative. The goal of Choose Europe is to ensure that the EU is the most attractive place in the globe for science and researchers. We are already home of brilliant innovators, researchers, and actually with only 5% of global population, we have 25% of global scientists and researchers. And this is our biggest asset. It's our talent. It's our universities, is our academia. So we have to preserve these strengths that we have, and I really rely a lot on you in this endeavor. But we must do more to put science at the very heart of our economy. We want to make Europe a global science hub with world-class infrastructures and the brightest minds. And we want to lead in strategic areas including emerging technologies like AI. To achieve our vision, we need to understand the challenges facing scientists. After winning the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2020, Emmanuelle Charpentier reflected on the barriers she faced in her career. For her, one challenge was the lack of women in decision-making positions. In Europe, as your Madam President says, women hold less than 1/3 of higher academic position. But having in mind that actually at the graduate levels, women outnumber men, and they outperform men. So that means that it's not due to the lack of talent. Obviously, we have some structural barriers. If you want more diversity at the top, we must do better in supporting scientists from the start of their careers. Early career scientists face challenges with job security. In OECD countries, 3 in 4 are in fixed-term positions. Many struggle with the pressure to publish. This pressure gets even stronger when scientific freedom is at risk. Today, universities and scientists flees overseas are, you know what happened across the Atlantic, to be frank. None of us did believe that our closest ally, we have shared the same democratic values, the same challenges, I would say. We will put some scientific research at risk, and we will stop funds some of the scientific projects, like in climate, like in health, like in vaccination, and so on and so forth. So this is really a big challenge for the whole world. But also we have authoritarian regimes imprison scientists for just doing their job. Schools and universities have become targets in countries at war. But we want to do differently. We want to be a union that actively confronts these challenges, where our researchers can focus on the free pursuit of knowledge and where global talent can thrive. That is why we are strengthening the European research area. This year marks the 25th anniversary of the European research area. Over the past 25 years, the ERA has established scientific breakthroughs in health, energy, digital technologies and climate research. It was supported open science, fostering greater accessibility to research. The ERA has introduced policies to improve research careers, to invest in Europe's 2 million researchers. In 2021, the Pact for Research and Innovation provided a renewed commitment to aligning national and EU research policies. And the first ERA policy agenda helped translate strategic priorities into concrete outcomes. It has been a journey marked by consistent progress. And the European Committee of the Regions has been with us at crucial moments, offering valuable insights through the ERA Forum. We have achieved a lot together, and I'm really grateful for this. But given the challenges Europe now faces, we need to go further, and we need to use the current momentum to move faster. The next ERA policy agenda is set to be adopted by the Competitiveness Council next week. Building on the first agenda, it will accelerate research collaboration, improve access to funding, and foster stronger links between academia and industry. And I would like to thank those in the room today who contributed to the co-creation process. In 2026, we will present the European Research Area Act. This will secure freedom of scientific research into European law. This will ensure that all scientists in all disciplines are protected everywhere in our Union. The Act will improve research careers and mobility. We will look at more equal payment rates in international projects. I know we have discussed this and it's a real issue, and I understand this. And unfortunately, this contributes for bigger brain drain, especially from some of the regions in Europe. So we know this, and we rely to work together with you to tackle this issue. The portability of social security rights is also crucial for scientists, and specific actions for women in science. We are also reforming research assessment framework, because we don't believe that publish or perish should guide academia. Researchers should be judged by the quality of their work, not by index next to their name. We want our European research area to be open, so that the best talent can come and stay in Europe. Honourable members, regional and local authorities have an essential role to play in making the European research area a success. You develop regional ecosystem, reduce the innovation divide, and facilitate knowledge sharing. You facilitate greater alignment between national and European R&I strategies, because, as I said during my hearing, 27 different strategies and even more excellent don't get a good European one. So we have better aligned our R&I strategy. I deeply value our cooperation and count on the support of the Committee of the Regions to help us shape and implement the ERA Act. Freedom, reliability and openness are our response to a fragmented and uncertain world. Europe will always choose science, and I hope that science, the best scientists, the brightest scientists will choose Europe. And Europe will always make the case for scientists to choose Europe. I look forward to hearing your views. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. And now I'll give the floor. Thank you very much for coming. I'll give the floor to the rapporteur, Ms. Kuhnemann-Grunov.
Dear President, dear Commissioner Zaharieva, dear colleagues, it's an absolute honor to present you today my opinion of building the European research area, a local and regional perspective. And I would like to continue in German. Diese Stellungnahme, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren, ist eine Antwort auf die jüngste Mitteilung der Europäischen Kommission zum europäischen Forschungsraum und legt dar, wie wir als lokale und regionale Entscheidungsträger zentrale Partner bei der Gestaltung der künftigen Forschungs- und Innovationsagenda Europas sein können und auch sein müssen. Die Stellungnahme spiegelt eine progressive, kohärente und zukunftsorientierte Vision des europäischen Forschungsraums wider. Eine Vision, die inklusiv, territorial ausgewogen und von echter Mehrebenen-Governance geprägt ist. Lassen Sie mich kurz die wesentlichen Merkmale, die wesentliche Struktur und vor allem die Kernbotschaften dieser Stellungnahme skizzieren. Es sind insgesamt 5 Kernbotschaften. Erstens plädieren wir für einen vollständigen, inklusiven europäischen Forschungsrahmen, in dem lokale und regionale Gebietskörperschaften nicht als nachrangig behandelt werden, sondern als Mitstreiter der Agenda anerkannt werden. Wir fordern ihre vollständige und strukturierte Einbindung in die Governance der ERA-Hubs, Partnerschaften und des ERA-Forums. Exzellenz lässt sich nicht aufbauen, wenn die Hälfte Europas, insbesondere sogenannte moderate oder aufstrebende Regionen, außen vor bleiben. Zweitens. Wir unterstreichen die Notwendigkeit, über rein numerische Ziele hinaus, wie etwa die 3% Forschungs- und Innovationsquote hinauszugehen. Wir fordern territoriale Fahrpläne und die systematische Einbeziehung regionaler Indikatoren in das ERA-Monitoring. Kluges politisches Handeln braucht präzise Instrumente. Der Regional Innovation Scoreboard muss nicht nur Grundlage für Bewertungen, sondern eben auch für Investitionen sein. Drittens. Wir schlagen einen Perspektivwechsel vor. Weg vom Wettbewerb hin zur Zusammenarbeit. Statt nur Exzellenz in ohnehin starken Regionen zu konzentrieren, brauchen wir strukturierte Rahmen für Peer Learning, Twinning, Mentoring zwischen den Regionen und damit Kapazitätsaufbau systemisch wird. Daher setzen wir uns für mehr Synergien zwischen Horizon Europe und der Kohäsionspolitik ein und schlagen eine Auswertung von Interreg und 13 als Instrumente für kollaborative Innovationen vor. Viertens. Wir legen einen besonders großen Wert auf gesellschaftlich relevante Themen. Klimaneutralität, Digitalisierung, Gesundheitsinnovation müssen nicht nur mit wissenschaftlicher Exzellenz, sondern auch mit Bürgerbeteiligung, territorialer Exzellenz, territorialer Gleichberechtigung, messbarem Mehrwert vorangetrieben werden. Unsere Instrumente müssen für Transformation fördern. Es geht nicht um exklusive Clubs für etablierte Akteurinnen und Akteure. Fünftens, und das Thema ist sowohl bei der Präsidentin als auch bei der Kommissarin angeklungen. Ein ganz wesentliches Ziel ist die Gleichstellung und auch die Inklusion als roter Faden der gesamten Stellungnahme. Der europäische Forschungsrahmen kann nur erfolgreich sein, wenn er die Vielfalt unserer Gesellschaften widerspiegelt. Wir betonen die Notwendigkeit konkreter Maßnahmen, geschlechtsspezifische Finanzierung, integrative Forschungsteams und Rechenschaftspflicht bei der Umsetzung. Gleichstellung ist kein Nebenthema, liebe Kolleginnen und Kollegen. Sie ist Motor für bessere Forschung und für Innovation. Es ist immer noch so, dass gerade, die Präsidentin hat es angesprochen, bei den MINT-Fächern viel zu wenig Mädchen Studiengänge beginnen. Und wir haben auch bei den Absolventen immer noch zu viele Frauen, brechen ihre Studiengänge ab. Das können wir uns in Zukunft nicht leisten und da wollen wir etwas gegen tun. Liebe Kolleginnen und Kollegen, im gesamten Erarbeitungsprozess war ich offen für Beiträge und Änderungsanträge aus allen Fraktionen. Zahlreiche Änderungsanträge wurden eingebracht und ich habe mich sehr bemüht, insbesondere jene in meine Änderungsanträge zu übernehmen, die einen echten Mehrwert bringen und den territorialen inklusiven Geist dieser Stellungnahme zu stärken. Im Einklang mit dem Grundgedanken von Solidarität, Zusammenhalt und geteilter Verantwortung, der unser Verständnis des europäischen Forschungsrahmens prägt. Mein besonderer Dank gilt Herrn Makula für die konstruktive Zusammenarbeit und seine Flexibilität. Die von ihm eingebrachten mündlichen Kompromissvorschläge bringen eine ausgewogene Ergänzung, die ich als Berichterstatterin voll mittragen kann. Sie verbessern den Text im Geist eines breiten Konsens. Herzlichen Dank dafür. Ich habe versucht, eine ausgewogene Linie zu finden zwischen Anspruch und Realismus, zwischen Exzellenz und Zusammenhalt. Ich bin überzeugt, dass der finale Text dieses Gleichgewicht gut trifft. Sehr geehrte Kommissarin Zaharieva, Ihre Beteiligung am Ausschuss der Regionen ist ein starkes und willkommenes Zeichen. Vielen Dank dafür. Ihre heutige Anwesenheit unterstreicht, lokale und regionale Gebietskörperschaften sind nicht nur Stakeholder, sie sind Mitgestalter und Impulsgeber für Innovation vor Ort. Wir hoffen auch künftig eng mit Ihnen und Ihren Diensten zusammenarbeiten zu können. Lassen Sie uns gemeinsam dafür sorgen, dass der europäische Forschungsraum zugänglich, inklusiv und fest in der territorialen Vielfalt Europas verankert ist. Dass sich Wissenschaftler, Wissenschaftlerinnen für Europa entscheiden. Liebe Mitglieder, das ist ein Moment, in dem wir mit einer Stimme sprechen sollten. Für einen gerechteren, inklusiveren, territorial ausgewogenen europäischen Forschungsraum. Und ich bitte Sie daher herzlich um Ihre Zustimmung, um Ihre Unterstützung für diese Stellungnahme. Haben Sie vielen Dank.
Vielen Dank, Melanie. The floor goes now to Vice President Moreno Bonilla.
Muchas gracias, señora presidenta. Estimada comisaria, Quisiera darle una cálida bienvenida a esta sesión plenaria. Me consta que ha hecho un esfuerzo y la presidenta y la mesa han hecho un esfuerzo para que hoy sea posible. Indiscutiblemente nos encontramos en un momento decisivo, ¿no?, para nuestra historia, para la historia europea, en el que debemos pensar en aumentar al mismo tiempo, que no es cosa fácil, la competitividad y también nuestra propia seguridad, y para garantizar la cohesión social y la sostenibilidad de futuras generaciones. Afortunadamente, los tratados de la Unión siempre han considerado el espacio europeo de investigación como una de sus prioridades más importantes y debemos de construir sobre la experiencia adquirida y ofrecer soluciones que tienen que ser realistas, que tienen que ser creíbles para el futuro. A finales de este mes contaremos con una comunicación de la Comisión Europea sobre Startup y Escalar de parte de sus servicios. Y en julio, además, esperamos los debates sobre el marco financiero plurianual y la comunicación también de la CEE sobre el FP10, el Programa Marco de Investigación y de Innovación. Los ponentes del Comité de las Regiones ya han expresado una posición que es una posición común, incluso a través de una carta dirigida a usted y a la presidencia polaca. El espacio europeo de investigación y sus aspectos clave están ahí incluidos. Hay tres cuestiones fundamentales que necesitamos, y también desde la perspectiva regional, como presidente de un gobierno regional como el de Andalucía. En primer lugar, construir ecosistemas regionales de innovación que tienen que ser sólidos a nivel local, junto con universidades e industria. Mis colegas españoles y yo acogemos con una enorme satisfacción la iniciativa de los valles regionales de innovación que ha sido promovido por la Comisión Europea. En segundo lugar, apoyar la retención, como se ha dicho aquí ya, la retención y atracción de talento, tanto en el ámbito académico como el propio industrial. Y en este sentido, celebro el anuncio de la presidenta de la Comisión, Ursula von der Leyen, que es de destinar 500 millones de euros a la atracción de nuevos talentos en el marco de esa novedosa iniciativa Choose Europe y consagrar por ley la libertad de la investigación científica en el nuevo Acta de Espacio Europeo e Investigación. Y tercero y último, necesitamos el apoyo sistemático al trabajo del Joint Research Center, especialmente en todo lo que se refiere a la innovación en el lugar y al nuevo Bauhaus europeo. De hecho, el JRC tiene un proyecto para construir precisamente en Sevilla uno de los primeros edificios de las instituciones europeas inspirado en los principios de la nueva Bauhaus europea, con el firme respaldo del Comité de las Regiones y de las autoridades locales y de toda Europa. Aprovecho, además, para hacer un llamamiento para que continuemos una estrecha colaboración en el marco de nuestro futuro plan de acción conjunto apoyado por los servicios y por el CDR. Y la Comisión Europea tuvo el acierto, desde mi punto de vista, de elegir la capital de Andalucía y el Gobierno andaluz lo hemos convertido en una oportunidad para poder trabajar juntos, ¿no? Espero, por tanto, con mucho entusiasmo poder darle la bienvenida, señora comisaria, a la hermosa ciudad de Sevilla y a mi región. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Marco Markula. I will ask everybody to keep the time frame. You know, we have to finish everything in time.
Madam Commissioner Zaharieva, excellent to have you here and excellent to work with you. On behalf of the EPP, I want to congratulate you, not just getting a nice, important role to play, but you have so much challenges ahead of you and the potential. And thinking about the potential, I just need to say two names, Draghi and Letta. So we all know what is included in their reports, so we can really do a lot. But it's as well as it's stated in your own mission letter, so you have a lot to do in collaboration, international collaboration, but especially inside the Europe on the multi-level governance, and that's where we can play a crucial role, not just the members, but when we mobilize our cities and regions to operate with you on these. And what can be the instruments, because the main issue is not what we need, but it's how we reach that. So we can clearly state that we have already, with your predecessors, created several good instruments. I just need to mention two, the Joint Action Plan, defining especially how to reach these ambitious targets, and the other one is the knowledge exchange platform. And maybe even as well to point out that Joint Research Centre is really collaborating heavily with our regions, moving from traditional policy making to sustainable evidence-based science meets regions policy, and that's what we are ready to do. And your personal mission letter, it really states, is if I just pick up 3 of those, your work, really this international cooperation, because on that we can reach a lot, but international means inside the EU through the partnerships with the regions, and on the regions we bring their local industry, local academia and so on. The second point is there that develop the EU startup and scale-up strategy. That's high in our priority as well. And the third, as it said in your mission letter, as part of your task, you will intensify your effort to make sure EU missions achieve their goals by 2030. That's where we can help a lot. Especially the climate-related missions, how to showcase the systematic transformation, because as Manuel knows, so we have done already a lot, and we can and will come back to those. But let me then highlight a few basic principles that we stress heavily from the EPP side. Upgrading the role of innovation in the EU policy. It needs to be more visible, more concrete, and that can really have a huge impact because then the local and regional policymakers, we can convince our cities that the local budgets, national budgets need to invest more on research and development. And that's your interest strongly as well. The other point is that the EU needs evidence-based informed policy and decision-making. And there again, as I said, the Joint Research Centre. Interconnected policy areas, not operating in silos, but moving to action, and that's where we have the innovation valleys. We have a lot of those instruments. The role of cities is growing, as we know, especially from the climate, because practically close to everything, 70% of mitigation is executed at the local level, and more even on the adaptation. And then we need to get private sector to invest more, and that's where we are helping, because we operate closely with every region, with our industry, and we can get these committed. And that's a future that we need their investments. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Anna Benier.
Madame la Commissaire, Madame la Présidente, chers collègues, la recherche et l'innovation ne sont pas seulement la pierre angulaire de l'économie de l'Union, elles sont essentielles à la prospérité, à la résilience et à la compétitivité future de l'Europe. Toute action ambitieuse et tournée vers l'avenir qui les promeut, comme l'atteinte de l'objectif de 3% du PIB sur la recherche et l'innovation, constitue un investissement dans l'autonomie stratégique et le leadership mondial de l'Union. Mais l'excellence ne peut prospérer seule. Elle repose sur des fondations solides, ancrées dans nos territoires. Les écosystèmes régionaux d'innovation, soutenus par des stratégies de spécialisation intelligente, les universités, les PME et les autorités locales sont l'épine dorsale de l'économie de la connaissance en Europe. Ils rassemblent tous les partenaires de la quadruple hélice, chercheurs, entrepreneurs, pouvoirs publics et société civile, et transforment les idées en solutions concrètes et adaptées au territoire. Et pourtant, leur potentiel reste encore insuffisamment valorisé, que ce soit dans Horizon Europe ou dans la construction de l'espace européen de la recherche. Cela doit changer. Dans une lettre qui vous est adressée, Madame la Commissaire, 3 rapporteurs du Comité des régions ainsi que la présidente de la Commission CEDEC ont formulé des propositions concrètes pour le FP10. Un programme FP10 autonome et ambitieux, avec un budget solide et une vision stratégique. Un soutien renforcé aux écosystèmes régionaux d'innovation. Un accent accru à la recherche collaborative, impliquant les régions, les villes et les acteurs locaux. Et la pleine reconnaissance du rôle des vallées régionales de l'innovation pour renforcer la connectivité, la cohésion et l'excellence à travers l'Union européenne. Nous avons également appelé à repenser le programme Widening afin qu'aucune région ne soit laissée de côté, ainsi qu'à une simplification des procédures pour permettre aux petits acteurs de participer pleinement. Le Comité des régions est prêt à travailler main dans la main avec la Commission pour co-construire une politique de recherche et d'innovation inclusive, stratégique et ancrée dans les réalités locales. FP10 doit non seulement viser l'excellence, il doit intégrer pleinement la cohésion territoriale, soutenir l'ensemble de la chaîne d'innovation et mobiliser toutes les régions afin qu'elles contribuent au leadership scientifique de l'Europe. Ne laissons pas passer cette opportunité. Je vous remercie.
Thank you, Mirja Ekaterina.
Dear President, Commissioner, EU countries 2.2%, Romania 0.5%, Finland 3%, South Korea nearly 5%, USA 3.6%. Those are the example percents how much we invest in the research and innovation of our GDP. With the rising geopolitical challenges, we should not fall in the trap and forget about research. Research and innovations are what will provide us with answer to most of the challenges we are facing, and we as cities and regions have our word to say in this. We deliver the EU strategy's agenda on the ground, support innovation ecosystems, provide quality public services and encouraging regional development. On behalf of Renew Europe Group, we cannot wait 25 years more to reach the goal of 3% of GDP investment in the research. Let's go to the local level. We have established in Oulu Innovation Alliance, which is a network with city, university hospital, research centres and companies together, create ecosystems and implement them together. The common goal for the year 2021 to 2027 is to make Oulu region the best European ecosystem to create global added value with digitalisation. The agreements on Oulu Innovation Alliance strategy have to be 3 thematic focus areas. Digitalisation is urban environment, digital health, and sustainable circular economy and clean solutions. The agreement targets also supporting skills and continuously leading the development of business, ecosystem and clusters, and the create of new businesses within the 3 thematic areas. So far, since 2021, a total of 25 projects have been funded and supported under the agreement, with a total project portfolio volume of approximately 8.1 million euros, which is a huge amount of money to the research.
Thank you, Karácsony Ádám.
Köszönöm a szót, tisztelt elnök asszony, dear Madam Commissioner. For us conservatives, investing in the European research area represents a strategic opportunity to strengthen Europe's global competitiveness and drive sustainable economic growth across our nations, regions and communities. This was underlined by the Council conclusions on the competitiveness of the EU, reinforcing the era and overcoming its fragmentation, approved by the Hungarian presidency of the Council of the EU in November 2024. Investing in research and innovation is, by its very nature, an investment in Europe's security and resilience. It is also a direct response to the industrial decline threatening our continent. A robust ERA enhances our strategic autonomy and reinforces our position in global markets. European research efforts should be concentrated where they can deliver real value, in supporting industrial innovation, revitalizing the defence sector across the European Union, facilitating a just transition and achieving technological sovereignty by promoting technological neutrality, ensuring that policy frameworks remain open to diverse solutions, avoiding lock-ins and empowering Europe to develop and adapt to the most effective technologies independently. We must back initiatives with the potential to scale and complete globally. Meanwhile, we have to work on to overcome the innovation gap within the ERA and provide opportunity for all talents and innovators across by funding more collaborative projects addressing a diversity of local and regional needs. Research programs should also prioritize synergies with industrial policy, skills development and regional strategies to avoid duplication and inefficiencies. The European Institute of Technology and Innovation has proven track record in these fields, so we urge the Commission to ensure the continuity of its operation. Balancing openness and protectionism is crucial for us. The European research era must remain open to international partnerships with associated countries, promoting the mobility of researchers and trying to attract the best. But it must also be as secure as possible, protecting critical research infrastructures from the growing risks linked to cybersecurity in the most exposed sectors. I would encourage the Commission to see regions not just as implementers. We are innovators with specific expertise. We are in a pole position to bring research closer to industry and markets. A future-proof era must involve the regions not only in delivery but in design. Thank you.
Köszönöm. Tadeusz Truskolaski.
Pani komisarz, koleżanki i koledzy, bardzo dziękuję za to, że mogę wziąć udział w tak ważnej debacie. Reprezentuję Grupę Przymierza Europejskiego w Komitecie Regionów. Grupa ta zawsze opowiadała się za rozwojem innowacji, nauki, postępu, ale również za rozwojem regionalnym i za spójnością. Dlatego też wiemy, że doskonałość w nauce musi łączyć ze sobą z jednej strony dostęp do europejskiej przestrzeni badawczej, ale również dać możliwość tworzenia takich centrów właśnie w mniejszych ośrodkach. Ja reprezentuję miasto Białystok położone na wschodzie Polski i właśnie to jest najlepszy przykład, że wybudowaliśmy park naukowo-technologiczny z pieniędzy unijnych i w tej chwili młodzi ludzie tworzą startupy, tworzą scale-upy, zakładają firmy i rozwijają badania naukowe tylko dlatego, że damy im taką możliwość, że daliśmy im infrastrukturę. To jest też odpowiedź na to, jak zatrzymać młodych ludzi w regionach, żeby oni od tych regionów nie odpływali. Ja też chciałbym podkreślić, że my jakby oczekujemy z jednej strony oczywiście takiego równego dostępu, ale też dania szansy, możliwości tym regionom, które nie są uznane w tej chwili za regiony bardzo innowacyjne, dlatego że tylko możliwość rozwoju właśnie innowacji, startupów, scale-upów pozwoli na podniesienie konkurencyjności tych regionów w skali europejskiej. Pani komisarz, ja z zadowoleniem przyjąłbym Pani spostrzeżenia na temat tego, w jaki sposób Komisja planuje włączyć perspektywy lokalne i regionalne, zwłaszcza startupy i scale-upy, do szerszego ekosystemu badań i innowacji. Dziękuję.
The floor goes now to Tina Radinia.
Thank you, President. As we chart the future of European research area, it is imperative that we build a system that truly serves all regions and all communities, especially those who are often left on the margins. And access to EU research funding must not be a privilege reserved for the well-connected. It should be rather a right, extending to emerging actors, smaller institutions, smaller towns, and local innovators across all Europe. To make this vision a reality, we must simplify and democratize our research programs. We suggest to move to more fairer and more accessible application systems, alongside with dedicated support for those participating for the first time. Innovation does not only flourish in elite laboratories, it thrives in regional centers, in rural ecosystem, in underserved areas, all of which bring unique perspectives and real-world experiences. We also need better data. Without robust and regional indicators and transparent figures on participation and funding, we cannot effectively address the structural imbalances that continue to undermine our cohesion. Excellence in research is not enough. It must be also accessible, ethical, inclusive, and socially grounded. Therefore, the integration of social sciences, humanities, philosophy, and ethical frameworks is essential, particularly in high-impact fields such as AI, biotechnology, and other emerging technology, to ensure alignment with the democratic values and social needs. Finally, I would like to thank the rapporteur for the excellent work, and especially for bringing up the need for more gender balance in the area. Let us all work together for a European research area that empowers all to contribute, all to benefit, and all to be heard. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Everything has a price, which means our flexibility, and having very important issues today means that I cannot give the floor for the 1-minute statement. I will give back, but we will invite the Commissioner, that's for sure, and we would also ask you to tell us if everything's brewing in your cabinet that can be interesting. So I will give you the floor now for some reactions.
Thank you so much again, Madam President. I was expecting to hear a lot of good ideas here, and because I know that here are really experienced people who really want our union to be stronger and their citizens to live better. But I was really impressed. This is really, I'm very, very honest. I'm very grateful because once again you confirmed that European interest and the interest of the European citizens is above any party differences. So when you see that something's worth, like investments in education, research and innovation, you support it. And those are the true leaders who do this. So I'm really very grateful for whole support that I hear. Unfortunately, I have only 5 minutes to reflect on all the good ideas that I heard, so I'll try to group them. First, I want to touch many of you mentioned the 3% investment in R&I, 3% of our GDP investment in R&I. And some of you did refresh our memory that it was a target that actually was proposed from the Council, not from the Commission itself, 23 years ago. And the goal, actually, it was in 2002, to reach the target in 2010. Now we are about 2.2% of our GDP. And of course, some of you give different data. We have only 5 members of the European Union who did reach the 3%, and 5 less than 1 on the bottom. But the key is not in increasing the public funding. We are, and I encourage the governments, of course I want to see and will do my utmost to see more funds for R&I in European funds. But the key is how to untap the private investments. Because actually here Europe is lagging behind our main competitors. On public spending in R&I, we are even investing a bit more compared with our main competitors like US and China. Our problem is how to untap the private investment in R&I. Here we are lagging behind because from this 3% actually, one should come, this was agreed in the Council, from the public money, and 2% should come from the private sector. So obviously we have some barriers that don't untap the private investment potential, and the Commission is working on that. But we have to do it together with the Member States and with the regions and with the mayors. So I really rely on your support. We have a lot of ideas I can share next time because I don't have time. But let's work together to motivate, to incentivize the private investment in R&I. Because many of you said these are the best investments. And this is also the key, investment in research and innovation, as some of you said, to keep the people in the regions, to keep our people in the cities. Because actually investment in research and innovation is give better jobs to our people, higher salary, better jobs. And this motivates them to stay and to live where they are born or where they study, not to look for other better possibility for their children. So I absolutely agree that the innovations didn't flourish only in elite labs. This is crucial. So we have, and I rely a lot on you, to bring science closer to the people. Because trust in science, it's really important. We have seen what happened during the COVID. We see a lot of propaganda. Unfortunately, still 1/3 of the population don't believe that human actions cause global warming. So these are just examples which shows how important is the trust in science. So I rely a lot on you to bring the science closer to the people. Absolutely agree that innovation can thrive and can be born in smaller cities, in smaller labs, in small companies. So this is completely, and you have my full support on that. A lot of you did mention collaboration and better coordination and alignment. I'm ready to work with you for the established instrument and the coordination tools that we have, and even to create new if it's needed. About the framework program Horizon, which is a brand name, and some of you said it's the only actually which is mentioning, and it's true, it's the only direct managed program which is mentioned in our treaty. It's the framework program for research and innovation. What I can say now is that as our political guidance in our competitiveness compass, Commission is determined to fight for more money for research and innovation because this boosts our competitiveness. Once again, very grateful to you and look forward to work close with you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Here in the Committee of the Regions, we look for symbolic presence. And I need to tell you the story. My colleagues know I have a love for Greek mythology. And last week I had a mission to Italy, to Toscana, and they have a symbol, Pegasus. And the story of Pegasus connects to today. So how was Pegasus born? Everybody remembers from the mythology Medusa. Medusa representing chaos, representing current day's challenges. What do you do with the Medusa? What do you do with current day challenges? If you approach it unprepared, you will freeze and die. So what happened with Medusa? One day the mythological hero Perseus came with the help of Athena. You approach, and this is a symbol of wisdom, you approach chaos, you approach crisis with reflection, with wisdom and bravery. And if you approach it that way, you can overcome. And from the blood of Medusa, Pegasus was born, a new tool. So thank you very much for coming.
It's so nice. Thank you. You're really excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really grateful. Thank you.